Welcome back here to the What's Cooking program, the nation's food, wine, restaurant, travel, and entertainment show. I'm Michael Horn. That is Paul Stern. Lowell Bernstein is with us, ladies and gentlemen. He is the creator of Takosher. I believe that's the way you say it. It's a kosher taco truck. I'm sorry. I don't know if it's a tucker or not. I thought they stopped making those back in the 40s. But he has the kosher taco truck, and they try to mix sweet Jewish and spicy Mexican culinary traditions into what they call mouth-watering tacos. Welcome, Lowell.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Now, we've heard of taco trucks. I've heard the, the horns blow up and people go and they get food off the taco truck. Where are you driving this truck? What city?
We're driving this truck in Los Angeles, California. And speaking of the horn, we're actually trying to get ourselves a Hava Nagila horn, but we're not quite there yet.
No, that would be great. So how long have you been doing this?
Just about 2 weeks. We're officially opening. We've been just rolling the streets for a couple of weeks, and we're officially opening on Sunday.
Jack Roberts apparently saw him getting pulled over for a speeding ticket, and already, whammo, they're on the show. You got them first. This is something new innovations in food. We have it for you first on the nation's food, wine, restaurant, travel, and entertainment show, What's Cooking. So, Lowell, what prompted you to come up with Takosher, the kosher taco truck?
You know, I lived in Mexico for a long time, and during my stay there, I absolutely fell in love with tacos and taco culture, and recognizing what an important role the taco plays in Mexican culture. And being somebody that was raised kosher, when I came back from Mexico, just wanted to try to share the experience with people, celebrate the history and long tradition of the Latino and Jewish population and relationships in Los Angeles, and came up with Takosher, the kosher taco truck.
Si, senor.
Lowell, do you plan to travel, let's say, the Jewish communities and get the notoriety and the business that way?
Yes.
Oh.
Traveling the Jewish communities as well as Jewish day schools. We'd love to do catering, bar mitzvahs, weddings, you name it. And also we really hope to kind of bridge the gap with some of the other, with some of the other culinary treats that are offered in Los Angeles.
So you were ensconced in the Jewish culture of Los Angeles.
This could be a good idea.
You go to Mexico, and you're there for how long in Mexico?
I was there in Mexico City for just about 4 years.
And you were there in Mexico for about 4.5 years, and now you decide to combine the cuisine. So what do? How do you take the best of both and put them together?
We take some traditional Jewish, we take some traditional Mexican, we mix it together, and we put it on a tortilla, and we got a winning combination.
So what is it? What's the traditional Jewish and the traditional Mexican? What is it? Talk to me.
Okay, well, take something like brisket. Brisket is something.
Now you're talking.
We've got a slow-cooked brisket family recipe that I have to admit I married into thanks to my wife and my mother-in-law.
Don't forget your in-laws.
We take our brisket, slowly cooked. We pull it apart, put it on a tortilla with some onion and cilantro and a little squeeze of lemon, and there you got something.
So you got the onion, you got the cilantro, you got the squeeze. So you put some of the spicy, the taco sauces with that brisket that that's slow raising. And so is the taste actually different? I mean, when we bite into it, is it like, wow, this is like a new cuisine?
Yes, it is. It's actually very similar to something from Mexican cuisine called barbacoa, but barbacoa is usually made with a different kind of meat.
You know, there's a lot of competition in the, I hate to use the term, but taco truck circuit. Do you think that you got kind of a little bit of an advantage over others since you're kosher?
You know, we're not really trying to compete, but I would have to say that, yeah, I do think we do. I don't really like to call it an advantage, but I know that we've worked really painstakingly for over a year to develop our kosher program so that we could have a certified kosher taco truck. And we're offering something, frankly, that other people just aren't offering.
And by the way, Lowell, this is something that to get the certification for kosher takes a little bit of doing. You have to really watch where you're getting all the food, everything is coming from, and you've done that, gone that extra mile. That's a lot of work.
A lot of work. Yeah. Yeah, we've got kosher. Kosher breaks down into three main categories of product, process, and environment.
Right.
And so we had to get our truck koshered, which is a cleaning process, and then we have our supervisor come in and make sure that everything is up to snuff. We make sure that all of our ingredients and all of our products are certified kosher, and then as far as the process, we have to make sure that we are continually and always following all the rules of kosher, going through the preparation and the storage and everything else.
And you're talking to the expert of truck service, because Paul Stern has made it kind of like one of his side areas here on the show. There's women that have gone out and made burgers on the and done driven around in trucks. You're taking actually the Jewish cuisine and the fact that it's kosher and taking that with the Mexican cuisine. Now, besides the taco, what else do you serve? Give us another example.
Well, right now we wanted to make sure that we could do everything that we promised to do, so we have our introductory menu, which is 5 different tacos. We have the chosen chicken, carne la beef, the original brisket taco, fajitas prepared with tofu, which we call fajitas, and we have the original latke taco, which is a deep-fried breaded ball of potatoes served with a jalapeno apple chutney.
I love that, the latke taco. I love that. And what's the fajito? What is that about?
Fajita is it's prepared like a regular fajita dish, which is grilled meat and peppers and onions, and we've prepared it with tofu so that we've got something for our vegetarian audience. All right,
so this is incredibly great, and you've been doing this for 2 weeks, so what's the response so far?
Unbelievable. People are absolutely loving it. We've been absolutely overwhelmed with the amount of positivity and response that we've received, more than we ever could have hoped for.
Well, I'm going to have to ask you the question. I almost feel obligated as a journalist. But there's been a little bit of controversy.
A journalist?
There's been a little bit of controversy amongst, I guess, certain brick-and-mortar restaurants. I guess they consider that the taco truck, quote-unquote, has perhaps taken business away, and they feel a little bit...
do you park it in front of another establishment? Paul gets upset when that happens.
Well, it's a great question. There is kosher in the colloquial sense, and there is kosher in the strict sense. We have a kosher truck in both senses. In the colloquial sense, kosher is, are you doing something correct? Are you doing something right? Are you kind of following the etiquette and the rules? We go out of our way to not park in front of brick and mortar. We're not competing. We're not trying to take away. We're trying to complement the kind of culinary tapestry that exists here in Los Angeles.
Do you have different routes? Do you go, or is it the same route every day, or do you go to different areas? How do we find out where you're going to be available?
We're going to different areas. Like I said, we've only been open for a couple of weeks, so we're definitely doing some kind of figuring it out as we go. But today we're going to be out in the Encino area. On Sunday we're going to be over at Pan Pacific Park in the Los Angeles area. On Monday we'll be at 3rd and La Brea. Tuesday back at Encino, Wednesday Pico Robertson, and Thursday we're going to be over near the DreamWorks campus.
Is this like one time during the day, you park it there all day, or do you move it around?
Well, for right now, just making sure until we get things all up and operating perfectly. We're doing lunch service, and then soon, within the next couple of weeks, we'll be offering lunch and dinner service.
Now, here's the deal. We want you to come. Since we usually go to the restaurant, we want you to come to us. So when you're ready, you call the grand old man of radio, Jack Roberts, our producer, and you tell us when you're going to be showing up at the CRN Broadcast Center in the parking lot.
Okay.
We'll take care of the Gasca landlord people. You just come in there, and we start having some food. We're coming up, and I want to get some of those latke tacos there that you've got there. What's your website?
Our website is www.takosher.com, and you can also find us on Facebook as well as Twitter.
Thank you.
If you'd like to write to us here at CRN Digital Talk Radio, jot